Kale Namarupe Krishna avatar. In the Kali Yuga, the Krishna is appearing in the form of his name. So anytime you are chanting the name of Krishna, actually that is Janmashtami. He's appearing right there on your tongue. He's appearing, personally for you. Huh? So actually, Janmashtami can be celebrated whenever you want, if you have that consciousness. But for the festival, for the general public to participate and to make a practical arrangement, like we are packing the prasadam for the devotees, we can't take prasadam while chanting Hare Krishna. That is not possible. So for this kind of services, we celebrate Janmashtami once a year, so, in our festival way. So, dear Karthik Chandra Prabhu, he gave 3 wonderful classes on the preparing the consciousness of Janmashtami. Now my responsibility is that I don't break that consciousness for you. I continue that whatever he has built up, and your consciousness remains intact, for the rest of the day and for the rest of the time to come. So today we'll be reading from the 2nd chapter of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is titled The Prayers by the Demigod. When Krishna was in the womb of a Devaki, demigods came and they started offering prayers to Krishna. Now, for some reason, we can't project that on our screen because our projector is little disturbed. So we can't project it on the screen. So if you have a phone, on the phone it is 10th canto, 2nd chapter. You can take that out. And I'm going to read few shlokas, and then afterwards, if you want to come and participate, we can read it together. We'll be reading from the 16th shloka onwards, from the 2nd chapter of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Is everybody there? Yeah? Okay. I'll read about 3-4 shlokas, then some of you can, everyone can read 3 shlokas. Yeah? And then everybody can participate. Thus the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the super soul of all living entities and who vanquishes all the fear of his devotees, entered the mind of Vasudeva in full opulence. While carrying the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the core of his heart, Vasudeva bore the Lord's transcendently illuminating effulgence. Thus he became as bright as the sun. He was therefore very difficult to see or approach through sensory perception. Indeed, he was unapproachable and unperceivable even for such formidable men as Kamsa, and not only for Kamsa but for all living entities. Thereafter, accompanied by plenary expansions, the fully opulent Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all auspicious for the entire universe, was transferred from the mind of Vasudeva to the mind of Devaki. Devaki, having thus been initiated by Vasudeva, became beautiful by carrying Lord Krishna, the original consciousness for everyone, the cause of all causes, within the core of her heart, just as the east becomes beautiful by carrying the rising moon. Anybody like to repeat? I will not repeat. Recite the shloka from 19 onwards.
The foundation of the entire cosmos. But because she was under arrest in the house of Kamsa, she was like the flames of a fire covered by the walls of a pot, or like a person who has knowledge but cannot distribute it to the world for the benefit of human society. Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead was within her womb, Devaki illuminated the entire atmosphere in the place where she was confined. Seeing her jubilant, pure and smiling, Kamsa thought, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who is now within her, will kill me. Devaki has never before looked so brilliant and jubilant. Kamsa thought, what is my duty now? The Supreme Lord, who knows his purpose, will not give up his prowess. Devaki is a woman. She is my sister. And moreover, she is now pregnant. If I kill her, my reputation, opulence, and duration of life will certainly be vanquished.
Chandra and Varuna invisibly approached the room of Devaki, where they all joined in offering their respectful obeisances and prayers to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessings upon everyone.
Hare Krishna. We'll take a break there and we'll discuss what we have read so far. So, anyone, those who heard this shloka, how did Krishna appeared first? Huh? No, that is going to born, but in what we read so far, so it is oral exam now. Are you listening? How did Krishna first appear? No. In the mind of Vasudeva first. Yeah. And from the mind of Vasudeva, he is transferred to the mind of Devaki. And then from there, in the womb. And then when Krishna appeared, he's going to come now. He didn't appear like, the way we appear or we take birth. He appears as four-armed Narayan form. So, Krishna's pastimes are so deep. We can take it just normal story. Oh, Krishna appeared in Vasudeva's mind, then Devaki's mind, then he was appeared, and then it's over. But this is one pastime. If devotees can come together and try to understand from the eyes of all the previous acharyas, we can spend our rest of life just discussing Krishna appearing in the mind of Vasudeva and then in the mind of Devaki. That's it. We won't even go ahead after that. We're just spending the whole life, discussing that. So, in the Shastras, it is explained that Krishna's pastimes, they are like, the bottomless ocean. How deep you can go? You can go as much as you want. You will never receive, you will never find the bottom or never find the end. You can say, now I am satisfied hearing Krishna's this pastime. It will just go on eternally and you will never get satisfied. So there is one, what do you call this, transcendental dissatisfaction. That in Krishna consciousness, as you more progress, you become more unsatisfied. We says, when you become spiritually, pure, you become satisfied. But actually you become more unsatisfied. You want to know more and more about Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was hearing from Shukadeva Goswami, he was eager to hear more about Krishna. Hear more about Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was hearing Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit, when I think Dhruva or Prahlad's story used to come, he says, read it again, read it again. The same whole pastime, he says, read it again, read it again. Mahaprabhu will never get satisfied, hearing those pastimes. So Krishna's pastimes are ever fresh. The same pastime, you read it again and again, and you always, it is always fresh. What is the... Never dull. We are ever dull. We are dull, but Krishna's pastimes are ever fresh. So, okay, how do we, how do we prepare our consciousness or prepare ourselves so that we can take the maximum benefit of these pastimes when we hear? Any idea? Yes, Prabhu. Hear it with? Raise one's enthusiasm. Yes. Anything else? Meditate on Narayan form. Yes.
That's also mentioned in Canto 10, chapter 86. Um, last verse where Krishna explains how to meditate on him
Hmm.
in order to see him in each and every soul. So maybe like that.
Okay, that's one point. Yeah. Anybody has any other idea? Yes, Prabhu.
In glorifying and hearing Krishna's, especially his pastime, is most purifying, especially in the association with the devotee.
Yes. 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 But I'm talking about myself. I don't know. You can tell me whether this happens to you as well. Sometimes we are sitting in a class, and we are hearing, from a devotee. But it's like, I want to go and sleep now. I want to go and take prasad now. This is the pastime I'm not really interested. Or, the mind goes here and there. It happens to me. I don't know if it happens to any of you. It happens to anybody? Happens? Yeah. So what do we do when these things happen? Pray to the holy name. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because you discuss few other things as well. I will go a little further now, forward now. But the things that some practical things we can do is that first we should go to the holy places where the Krishna's pastime happened. Go to the holy places like Krishna, stole the butter in Gokul, or where he was bound, on the okal, on the grinding mortar. If you go there and remember, hear the pastime there, and whenever you next time hear that pastime again, immediately that scene will come up. Oh, this is Vrindavan. I went to Gokul, and this is like this. This is like this. Immediately, your mind will go there. You don't have to control your mind. Your mind will immediately give that image to you because he knows I've been there. Yeah? So this is one practical thing we can do. You should go to yatra as much as possible. Yatra ki jai. I'm canvassing for the yatra now. So you should go to the holy dham, and visit these Krishna's pastimes, place of pastimes, and that is the very easiest way to hear his pastimes whenever it is recited again. Other practical thing is that which I was suggested, and I tried to practice as much as I can, that we should be hungry to hear the pastimes. Sometimes maybe we are not that interested, but when we sit down, we should pray to Krishna. Krishna, I know I am a dull-headed. I have no taste for your pastimes. Mahaprabhu himself, in Sixthashtakam second verse, he is praying like that. My Lord, I have no taste for your holy name. If Mahaprabhu is praying like this, do you think we are better than Mahaprabhu? We are not better than Mahaprabhu. So we should be honest with Krishna. Krishna, I am here in this class. This devotee is trying his best to, give me, hear your Krishna Katha. But I am dull-headed. I'm not interested. But please give me the desire. Give me the interest to hear your pastime. Yeah. And then if you're hungry, then you should try. Like the the baby hungry for mother's milk. If you're really hungry, then Krishna from within will give you the taste. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, from him comes the knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. He is right in the heart. And if you are hungry, if you have a desire to hear Krishna's pastimes, Krishna will give the taste immediately. Yeah. And the third thing, which definitely worked for me, that you should reveal your mind, to some of your confidential friend. So Prabhuji, today I went to the class, but I was really, spaced out. Can you please pray for me? Can you please help me? The next time it doesn't happen to me. And if that devotee prays for you, surely Krishna will grant his prayers. I remember once I went to the yatra, Maharaj's yatra in Vrindavan. On first 2 days, I was sleeping like anything in the class. As soon as Maharaj starts giving class, and I don't know, it was jet lag or whatever. I just dozing, and class starts, I sleep. The next time when I wake up, everybody is standing up, so I realize, class is over. So this is how it was happening for 2 days. Then I realized, I have come to all the way to Vrindavan, Maharaj is giving class, and I am sleeping, what unfortunate condition then this can be. So I told Shridhama Prabhuji, last 2 days it is happening like this, and I am coming to the class, straight away sleeping. Can you please, he says, no. Then he said, what do you do? Before the class, you sleep for 2 hours. So when you come to the class, then, you don't sleep, you are fresh. So I tried to follow, 2 hours, but it is not possible when you are in yatra sleeping. But I don't know, some miracle happened. For the rest of the yatra, I didn't sleep in the class. So my realization was that, if you share your problem with your devotees, and the devotees, because of the compassion, when they pray for us, that problem goes away. On our own, we might be honest, dishonest with Krishna, but if you're honest with the devotees, our problems, Krishna takes away that problem. Some practical tips. Okay, enough of practical tips. Now one more. One thing is mentioned here, that Devaki became very beautiful. Once Krishna entered into her heart. Vasudeva was very effulgent like a sun. Have you all observed that whenever somebody becomes devotee, he becomes beautiful? I personally have observed, that somebody comes to a temple, he first comes for prasadam or something else, he stays there for he might have so many other reasons to come to the temple, not for Krishna. He has so many other reasons to come. He comes to the temple, eats prasadam, keeps coming. Now after some time, this person starts chanting, start taking prasadam, have some interest in Krishna consciousness, becomes regular, and suddenly you see that person has become effulgent. His smile is different now. His eyes has got some sparkle, and then his manners, his talking, everything changes. Have you all observed? So it is like Krishna, whenever he appears in our heart, these changes are visible. But when Krishna personally appeared in the Devaki's heart, Devaki became effulgent, so effulgent, so beautiful. So this is whatever you're hearing in Bhagavatam, actually this is all true. We can all experience that one. Okay, we did it till 21, no? Anybody do start from 22?
You are the supreme truth. Indeed, unless one is completely truthful, one cannot achieve your favor, which is therefore cannot be achieved by hypocrites. You are the active principle, the real truth, in all the ingredients of creation, and therefore you are known as Antaryami, the inner force. You are equal to everyone, and your instructions apply for everyone for all the time. You are the beginning of all truth. Therefore, offering our obeisances, we surrender unto you. Kindly give us protection. 27. The body, the total body and the individual body are of the same composition, may figuratively be called the original tree. From this tree, which fully depends on the ground of material nature, came 2 kinds of fruit: the enjoyment of happiness and the suffering of distress. The cause of the tree, forming its 3 roots, is association with the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. The fruits of bodily happiness have four tastes: religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, which are experienced through five senses for acquiring knowledge in the midst of six circumstances: lamentation, illusion, old age, death, hunger, and thirst. The 7 layers of bark covering the tree are skin, blood, muscle, fat, bone, marrow, and semen. And the 8 branches of the tree are the 5 gross and the 3 subtle elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. The tree of the body has 9 hollows: the eyes, the ears, the nostrils, the mouth, the rectum, and the genitals, and 10 leaves, the 10 airs passing through the body. In this tree of the body there are 2 birds. One is individual soul and the other is a super soul.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. It's a serious shloka, 27, describing a tree, you know, 10 airs, 9 holes, 3 material modes of nature, 8 elements. So there is one reason why we chose, this particular chapter today for Janmashtami. I will tell personally from my experience. Whenever I used to read books, and in the Bhagavatam or some story format, whenever prayers used to come, it used to be very boring to me. Prahlad Maharaj doing prayers, personified Vedas doing prayers, here demigods are doing prayers. And they are all saying, we are not this body, we are a spirit soul, we are 3 modes of material nature, then you are suffering here. And the same thing. And they are saying, doing same prayers, I know all this thing. Why I need to hear this prayer again? And it used to be find very boring. But I know for some reason, for last few months, I'm starting liking prayers. I don't know, something has happened to me. I like prayers. So, there's one chapter of Maharaj Muchkunda. Krishna delivered Maharaj Muchkunda. And Maharaj Muchkunda is doing wonderful prayers. In Krishna book, the second part of Krishna book, that is there. Wonderful prayers. And then, I'm doing chapter 87 in Krishna book now. It's called Prayers by Personified Vedas. This is the longest chapter of Krishna book. Nearly 100 pages. And Prabhupada, Prabhupada also in so much mood, he is one prayer by demi Vedas, and Prabhupada gives, 3-4 paragraphs, on that purport. Again, one more prayer, again 3 more purports. And then I was, thinking that, why this, all these advanced souls, they like to offer prayers to Krishna. And when they offer the prayers to Krishna, actually the subject matter is same. This in my dull head, so appears to me. Subject matter is Krishna, you are great. I am very small and I am suffering here. And the other few things is, Krishna, I want to come back to you. Please be merciful to me. I want your seva, I want your association. These are the subject matters. You take any prayers, these are, more or less, these are the subject matters. So, I was thinking that, why, this, all the great Vaishnavas, when they see the Lord, they do these prayers. Then I realized, actually, we are, sitting here to celebrate Janmashtami. So, Lord is appearing. So, suppose, say, we have become so fortunate, and Krishna right now appears here, Chaturbhuj. Like Janmashtami appeared, no? So he appears here. When he appears here, what will do? The obeisance then, he'll go to the kitchen, bring some banana, Then, Yeah, so you'll ask Radha, Prabhuji, please bring me being Aarti plate, offer the Aarti. Then, yes, yes. You may faint also. Yes. Eyes will swell the tears. Yes. So many things will happen, huh? Yeah. Yeah. But one thing is sure, no, we'll have no clue what to do. Whether to offer arti or offer obeisances or faint or offer bhoga. No, we don't know what to do. Huh? So actually, uh, Krishna won't appear, till we are happy, till we are ready to receive him. Isn't it? So we have to be, ready to receive Krishna. And how we can become ready to receive Krishna? Very easy. Follow the previous acharyas. When Krishna appeared to them, what did they do? We don't have to invent anything. Yeah? So if you see, in all the pastimes of Krishna, as soon as Krishna appeared, or any incarnation of Krishna appeared, the devotee immediately started offering prayers. They didn't offer arti or bhoga. Immediately prayers. And my Lord, you are so great. And the devotees, they, so many ways they glorify Krishna. And how they describe, that this world is so miserable. There's one prayer that that Sanatana Goswami offered it to Lord Chaitanya. Sanatana Goswami or Rupa Goswami, I forget. He said, my Lord, everybody is telling me I am a great Pandit. And I believed it. See, such a honest prayers. He said, my Lord, everybody said I am a great Pandit. And I believed it. I should have never believed it. I am a very humble servant of yours. I should have never believed it. So when we look at these prayers, then we exactly come to know, how to receive Krishna. So, of course, Janmashtami is nice to celebrate. Lord appears in our heart, in our mind. And when after he appears, what do? We should be ready for that, no? So with that thing we can learn from the prayers of previous acharyas. How did they receive the Krishna? Anybody has any point about this? Any comment? Anything to say about this point? Yes, wonderful point. Yes. Yeah. So yes, that's another point, that whenever you want to offer prayers to Krishna, actually Krishna gives, that knowledge from within, what to say. That time, Lord touched his conch on his head. And then it is explained that, that whatever knowledge whatever in the whole creation, Dhruv Maharaj received that knowledge. What is to be known, all knowledge was there. It was the instant download. All Vedic knowledge was transferred to him, within touch of a Lord's conch. So yes, wonderful point. Any other point? Yes. So we have to prepare ourselves. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Chaitanya Charan. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Mm. Very true. Very true. Yes, yes. Actually, we really don't know how great he is. We say God is great, Krishna is great, he's lifting Govardhan hill, and, marrying 16,000 wives. We have just these some things, we know about Krishna. But he is much beyond that thing, how great he is. Actually, we have no idea how great he is. Yes, 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 yes. The one point comes to my head is that, sometimes, when we read or we hear, we read familiar words again and again. And after some times, we lose the value of those words. So there is one word, which we always use, Krishna is Karuna Sindhu, Daya Sindhu. Karuna Sindhu means the ocean of mercy. The ocean of Daya Sindhu, same thing, ocean of mercy. This is Krishna is ocean of mercy. Krishna is ocean of mercy. So Sindhu has become such a common word. We don't really realize, how big is Sindhu is. So some years back, we were into this cruise, and on the deck, then I was looking at the whole ocean. So this is really big, yaar. From distance and distance, you can't see anything, just water everywhere, and then these big waves and everything. And then somehow, some prayers came, says, Karuna Sindhu, Hey Krishna, Daya Sindhu, Actually, this is Sindhu. When you really actually see the ocean, so sometimes we have to practically see things, So this is ocean, and Krishna is compared to with this ocean, and this is very small ocean on the planet Earth. There are even far bigger oceans than this. So Krishna is this ocean. So when he says Karuna Sindhu, so Krishna is, his mercy is even far bigger than this ocean. So many times must have heard, that Krishna's mercy, even the love of Krishna's love is so vast that from the fathomless ocean of Krishna's love, if the fraction of the drop, that ocean can inundate the entire universe. He is that great. Now try to logically put into your brain. The whole ocean, which is fathomless, there is no shore, there is no bottom, it is unlimited. Just take one drop. Now one drop from the ocean is, what is a portion? 1 raised to, you can't even, the mathematics cannot do this. Not even the one drop, even the fraction of that drop, can inundate the entire universe. So actually we really don't know how Krishna is great. But when you hear the prayers of our devotees' prayers, then you realize Krishna is so great. Yes. Yes. So recently, we were discussing these pastimes of Putana. So everybody knows the pastimes of Putana. Krishna was, after 6 days after he was born, Putana came to kill him. And what did Krishna do with her? Krishna gave her the position of a mother in the spiritual world. Somebody who came to kill Krishna. And Krishna is giving liberation to that person. And then a devotee who is favorably serving Krishna with love and devotion. Can you imagine how much Krishna is, happy with that? How great, look at the other way around, how great Krishna is that he is even giving liberation to the person who is approaching with animosity, who is feeding him the poison. To that person he is giving liberation. And if you offer Krishna, lies gulab jamun and rasgullas, how much, what kind of reciprocation he will do, we can't even imagine. Yes, Prabhu, you are saying something. Yes. 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 So see, Krishna, never forgets. You do one desire, and Krishna never forgets. Hmm? So I was listening to one class of Lal Govind Prabhu, and recently, and he was saying that actually he was glorifying the bhakti, the process of devotional service. The process of devotional service is so great that a conditioned soul, when he is just thinking that I want to now surrender to Krishna, I want to practice devotional service now. He's just thinking, he's not doing anything. He just kind of, sometimes some thought comes, I'll do this, I'll do that, but he never do this. So if a conditioned soul, if he just desires that actually I want to now surrender to Krishna, or let me chant the name of Krishna, he's not chanting, just desire comes. He says when this thought comes in our head and in our heart, the two things happens. The Yamraj, in his Yamlok, some alarm goes off. Tang, 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 tang. Some conditioned soul is now thinking of surrendering to Krishna, because Yamaraj's job is to take the account of all these sins. So this alarm goes on. That somewhere some conditioned soul is thinking, is not surrendered to Krishna yet. He's thinking of surrendering to Krishna. So as soon as that alarm goes on, Yamaraj tells Chitragut, who is this person? Who is thinking of surrendering to Krishna? He says, Mr. So and so. Okay, close his account. Whatever sin or pap or punya, whatever is there, close his account. He says, why? Because he's thinking of surrendering to Krishna. Sooner or later, he is going to surrender to Krishna. Krishna will not forget him. So what's the point of taking his record, keeping his record, close his account? Imagine that person, he has just not done any devotional service, just thinking of surrendering to Krishna. And Yamraj is closing his account. Right? Do you think this is a very, very insignificant thing? To be released from the cycle of karma is so difficult. Krishna says, in Bhagavad Gita, you cannot understand where did it start and where will it end, like banyan tree. But process of bhakti is so great. Even just a desire of surrendering to Krishna releases you from the cycle of karma. You haven't yet remember, he is not started doing devotional service, just thinking. So this is first thing happens. And second thing, another alarm goes in the Brahmalok. Brahmaji, he gets alarm, tang, 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 tang. Somebody is thinking of surrendering to Krishna. So Brahma says, okay, once somebody is thinking of surrendering to Krishna, so he starts preparing one garland, like, garland, so Brahmaji is in his own personal garden. He starts preparing one garland. Personally, he said, this person, even though he's just thinking, someday will pass from here, on way to Venkunta or Golok Vrindavan, he'll pass from here, so I'll offer this garland to him. Well done. Now we are out of material universe. So I'll offer that garland to him. So these are the two things happens when we are just thinking of surrendering to Krishna. Not even doing it anything, just thinking. Imagine when you just do little service for Krishna, chanting his name sincerely, offering food to Krishna, serving his devotee. Krishna is so pleased. It's just a matter of time. Sometimes, over the years, being a devotee, we get sometimes doubt, will I make it back to Godhead? I've got so much, mountains of anarthas in my heart. So sometimes we had doubt, either the process or ourself or, or our entanglement. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Yes, it is going to happen. When you hear this kind of, stories and pastimes, yes. If Krishna can give liberation to Putana, we are not Putana, we haven't killed any child, or we are not You're not offering, milk to Krishna with the poison, in the morning Mangal Bhog, Krishna, a milk with the poison. We are not like that, we are serving him very nicely. So Krishna can give liberation to Putana. Of course he will accept us. Just a matter of time. I was, when Kritu Prabhu was here, Prabhuji asked this question, Vajalal Prabhu asked this question to him about something, how long does it take to surrender? Yes. Yes, very short. So the journey to Krishna, it is up to us, how long and short you want. If you surrender now, within a moment, you can surrender, you can go back to Godhead. And if you want to make it a bit long detour, going via so many, he was saying something, okay, let me, when my children grows up, then I'll surrender to Krishna. When my business is fine, I'll surrender to Krishna. So Krishna will wait, no problem. It is up to us, how long we want our journey. If you want a short journey, Krishna will take you, next moment. Okay, come back. There's Maharaj Katwanga. He was fighting for demigods. And then he became very tired. War got over, and then demigods were very happy with him. He says, ask, what do you want? So he said, I want to know how long I'm going to live. He said, sorry, only 1 minute. Just 1 minute, thank you very much. That 1 minute, 1 minute or 1 second? 1 moment. He completely focused on Krishna. And immediately he went back to Godhead. Just 1 moment of remembering Krishna. So it is up to us, how long we want to make it. Short or long. So this is the greatness of Krishna. The answer was really that I really like that answer on that day. It is not depending on Krishna, when Krishna will take us. He is ready to take right now, whether we want to go or not. So it reminds me one more. It's a wonderful exchange. Everybody knows Jananivas Prabhu. So one devotee, I forgot his name, he asked him a question that are you sure? It's a long time back I heard it. I might paraphrase the whole incident. Question. He said, "Are you sure? Are you convinced that Prabhupada's process and movement will take you back to Godhead? Are you convinced?" So Jananivas Prabhu, he kind of meditated for some time. And after some time he said, "Yes, I am convinced." So then devotee asked, why did you take such a long time? You could have said yes sometimes before, no? As soon as I asked question. He said, I knew the answer, but I was checking in my heart whether I want to go or not. See, it is a very deep answer. The process, the blessings, the mercy, everything is there. Process is given, chant 16 rounds, follow 4-day principles, never offend Vaishnava, serve Vaishnava. Process is there. Krishna's devotees association is there. However much you want, temple, YouTube, as much as association is available. Krishna's mercy is also there. He is giving this, all the arrangements in our spiritual life, all arrangements is made by Krishna. Krishna's mercy is also there. Everything is provided. Whether we want to go back or not. Sometimes we have to be really, in our contemplation, we have to check our heart. Actually, am I ready to go? If Krishna comes right now, okay, Padamon, come on, let's go. My Lord, I didn't switch off my light in the house. Can I switch off and come back? So we might have, so many, stupid urgencies in our life. I would say stupid urgency. We think it is so very urgent, so important. but actually, compared to what Krishna is ready to give, it is so insignificant. So to be really honest, whether I am ready to go or not, whether I have desire to go or not. The desire is there, Krishna will take us. Okay? Huh? Okay, to pass the test. Okay. Stop here before do you have any comments, some special realizations for Janmashtami? Cultivating the desire, and that is a gap. Desires are not happening. Yes, true, very true. Yes, we have to walk our path. He gives the path, but we have to walk. Also, knowledge is given, no? We have to fly our own plane. Nobody else will fly our plane. We have to fly our own plane. Everybody has to fly their own plane. Yeah, I've seen you. Generally don't doze off. From here, you don't realize who is dozing off, where you're sitting. But I can, I got full view. You don't know who is doing behind you, but I can see. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Prabhuji.
Sometimes it comes to my mind that we're just like a balloon filled with helium ready to go. And what it keeps us in the ground with all these desires, all these attachments. Attachments are extremely, extremely difficult to give up. So at the same time, when the desire has to go for attachment should be
we'll talk about that. Anand Prabhu, you were saying something.
It's only, sorry, it's only for association. The person always says when it's very, very cold, what you do is the radiator, but only going to near the radiator is only and only. But association is pure devotion and praise to Krishna. That's the most powerful way. Association is just, association is make sure not want to go to happen. It is what that person is an ocean, a vast ocean can become a small bit of a drop.
So yes, we'll talk about it today. Yes, Anand Prabhu. What Prabhuji, I am trying to encourage everybody here. Says, it is all easy. And you are just, yeah. Oh, good you said this. Yes, very true. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, actually, the process, Narottama Thakur says, the process is Keval Ananda Kanda. If you are following the process properly, being with Krishna's devotee, association of Krishna's devotees, doing your services, and if you do it seriously, the whole process is very joyful. Problems will come, they'll come and go, but the whole process anyway is very joyful. It's only that when you get a little distracted, that okay, I need to chant my 16 rounds, but this movie has come. So this is a very famous director. It might have some spiritual angle to it. I might understand Krishna better, if I watch this movie. Sometimes the mind tricks us, so you watch it, and then maybe some distractions are there, then, Krishna will use that distraction to teach us some nice lesson. Then all the problem starts. Then you realize, that this material world is so difficult, spiritual life is so nice, but are you getting what I'm trying to say? When you try to give some importance to distractions, then the life becomes difficult. But if you're not distracted, if you're on the path, then life is very joyful. So probably coming back to your point, the attachments. Yes, we are attached to so many things. And the only thing which is keeping to this world is attachment only. There is nothing else. Nothing else is keeping us down here. So Prabhuji was saying, if you have a higher taste, then attachments will go away. So we must try to cultivate that higher taste. Then the attachments will go away. But Prabhuji, Krishna is so merciful, so merciful. What he will do after some time? If you don't give up those attachments, he will really show the ugly side of that attachment. So far, Maya is just coating those attachments, this is nice, this is good, Why we are attached? Because we think there is some benefit for me. It is giving me some pleasure. That's why we are attached. It is the only reason we are attached to our attachment. Because we think there is some pleasure in it, some joy is there. But then Krishna will show, the ugly side of that, attachment. Then he'll immediately leave it. Krishna, I am coming to you. So it's a hard way of learning it, but before that, if we just cultivate a higher taste, the attachment will go away. But Krishna will make sure that we come back to him. He knows us in and out. If we don't give up, he will make sure we give up. Involuntarily or voluntarily or involuntarily. Voluntarily, very good. Otherwise, involuntarily, he will show. Of course, he will never force us to do. But when he will reveal the ugly side of that attachment, and then we will run towards Krishna. Does it give any compassion that answer to you? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Jai. Yes, true. It's so funny, Prabhuji. Just yesterday, I happened to bump into this another of such similar kind of speaker, very famous speaker. He was some live streaming was going on. So I heard it for about 10 minutes. And within 10 minutes, he is going here and there, Daya, mercy, and no clue at all. And then I realized Prabhupada is so clear. Crystal, and nobody can come to Prabhupada, as far as clarity goes. Nobody can come too close to Prabhupada. This person, I admired him, before I came to ISKCON, I admired him so much. But after getting in touch with Prabhupada, practically nobody has no idea, what is his devotion. Well, this is what Maya's greatness. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Chaitanya Charitamrita says, that I'm a worm in the stool. Anybody hears my name will lose his piety. Anybody chants my name, he'll become sinful. I'm a worm in the stool. Now, I never heard any of these great people, showing any sign of any humility. They think, they made it. Come and touch my feet. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki Jai. So let's come together and for the pleasure of Prabhupada, it's a wonderful Janmashtami for the service of all the people who will come to our festival today. Hare Krishna. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.